Hello everyone, another Bangkok blether. This one's dedicated to Catherine Drayer, and what I'm asking today is, can we find a way to always be mindful of our privileges? Because there's a lot going on in the world, and as all of our opportunities have unfurled, you might think, hey, things are a bit shit, but then before you start to quit, I'm just saying that maybe pause for a moment and think, what is good for you, girl? Look, I had a wee banner that I wanted to pause, top, there we go, and I wanted to, this was inspired when I went to Cambodia, and in the room, I didn't have a window. Like, it's not an essential thing to wake up and see the sunlight, but it adds so much to my life. Conversely, I did have a hot shower, which here it's not that important to have hot water. It's a nice thing, but I mean, when you've got 29 degrees is a cool day, I mean, cool shower's not that bad a thing. But still, it's lovely to have, to appreciate. The blankets we have, the roof, the warmth. I mean, part of the reason why it makes so much sense for Catherine Drayer to be the person that I shout out here, and I hope Catherine doesn't mind me sharing this, is because there was a horrible thing where there were like ridiculously low freezing temperatures, and there was no electricity. Now, Catherine managed to survive, but the washing up liquid had frozen. To my mind, that was literally inconceivable. I could not conceive it. I could imagine it, but I would not have thought such a thing would be possible in America until I saw it in the photo. And it reminds us to be mindful of what we have, the pavement that I'm walking on. I mean, right now, the good thing about here is that there's an actual pavement, so you can see it's like a good few meters wide. I could be like walking with two people, and then two people could be passing the other way. Conversely, on most of the small streets around here, it's like not even wide enough for one person really. And so when two people walk by, like, one of you is in the road, and then yeah, the cars are going to slow down. They aren't just going to wail into you willy-nilly, but still, it feels a bit dangerous. Do you know what I mean? It feels a bit unsafe. And talking about safety, sorry to get really dark for a second, but I saw this 2016 report of Cambodia where 50% of trans women have suffered violence and 25% have been raped in a public place. And that's really fucking frightening. And the fact that I can wander around Thailand, you know, as myself and not worry about stuff, whereas in Cambodia I had to, you know, try and disguise myself as a cis man, I guess. But like, it's messed up. Obviously, again, there's a privilege in being able to express your identity and being able to dress up the way you want, in having someone to slow down a car so that the car doesn't hit you, in being able to afford food, in all of these things. And so the question comes, can we always be mindful of our privileges? To which I would say the answer is no. Because we can't be mindful of everything at once. I believe that we can focus on maybe one thing at a time, and our attention flicks through a few things. So maybe I'm looking over there, seeing some posters, maybe I'm looking at the weather, and don't get me wrong, my attention does dart. But we can't be in a perpetual state of acknowledgement of our privileges. But what we can do, hopefully, is occasionally show gratitude, occasionally take a few minutes to just think, yeah, these are some things that I've managed to do. Like, these are some things that I have the privilege for. Like, I've got a working body, I've got working hands, I've got the ability to broadcast, I've got right now a pavement that I can walk on without the cars coming over here, and I have the freedom to dress as myself and not be harassed. At the same time, I'm going to a hospital for HRT, and I went there last night, and then they forced me to use the salutation that matches the sex on my passport, and that's really not great. I mean, this is a privilege that a lot of cis people aren't mindful of, like the privilege of having no dysphoria, like anything that, and that's a weird one, like the privilege of being cisgender is basically because your inward feelings match your outward appearance, if that makes sense. And, you know, when it comes to sexuality, don't get me wrong, there are still places in the world where this is discriminated against, but it feels a little bit less, how can I put it? It feels marginally less problematic. I'm not being too comparison. Like, I don't want to get into, oh, this is better than that. So, we all have privileges. Like, ultimately, the one thing I will say is that, if nothing else, we've all got the privilege of being born, of existence. I mean, as long as something is generally good, something is better than nothing, and I believe that existence is a very good thing. I'm very glad to be happy. And there are days that I'm feeling so fucking miserable, and then there are days when in my darkest hours, I'm not saying I would kill myself, but like sometimes I feel like I don't know if I want to live, and sometimes like living doesn't feel like the privilege that it is. But then taking a moment to remind ourselves of the possibilities of what we could do, of the possibilities of where we could go, and you know, financial privilege is a fucking big one. I mean, it allows you to move around, it allows you to, depending on the country, get medical attention, which is kind of messed up. It allows you to eat food. It allows you some freedom and choice. And I think it's really sad that, look, what I'm saying in the end is, let's fundamentally try to take a few minutes to appreciate our privileges. We can't do it all the time, but let's do it sometimes. And now, that's basically the end. I hope you're well. I'm going to skedaddle, going to walk around, and go off to the hospital, as I mentioned. So for now, all I've got left to say is lots of love and bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Da ba ba dee dee da. Ski ba 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 doo ba ba. Ba 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 dee dee da. Ski ba ba dee dee. Ski ba 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 dee dee da da. Ski ba 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 dee dee. Ski ba 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 dee dee da 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 da. Ski ba 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 dee 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 da da ba ba. Da ba dee 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 da ba ba dee. Da ba ba da ba ba. This is a goodbye song. Bye bye, bye bye, thank you for watching. So bye bye, this is the end of the show. Bye bye, and now it's time to go. Bye bye, this is a goodbye song. Bye bye, thank you for listening on. Bye bye, this is the end of the show. Bye bye, and now it's time to go. Bye bye everyone, bye bye.